Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God Chapter 478, or Season 3, Episode 61, I think. So yeah, 478, what a good chapter this was. What a great chapter even. I mean, gosh, it's so difficult because there have been so many Tower of God chapters, and Tower of God's been so good that it's like whenever something really, really good happens, I'm like, oh, this might be one of my favorites. But truth be told, I mean, like, there's so many other great chapters that it's really hard to compare them all. But yeah, either way, this arc, I've said it before, I love the second part of the Cage arc a lot. I love the Walls arc, where it's the Wall of Peaceful Coexistence and the Wall with the Sleeping Forget-Me-Not. And I've loved the Nest so far, but this chapter really has been the high point so far. Now, as I'm recording this, chapter 479's out already, but I already had my notes on this, so before I tainted myself with knowing what happens after this, I wanted to record this first. So I'm recording this before I record that reaction, and you'll see this posted before you see that reaction posted. A bunch of things came up in life outside of YouTube, so I'm running a little bit behind this week. But yeah. So, yeah, great chapter. We start out with seeing some of the destruction caused by the Windbird, just building up what all's happening there, giving us an idea of what it's capable of by seeing it destroying a bunch of floating ships and stuff like that. Kan Hong contacts Doom. I like that Kan Hong got to have a little bit of screen time, play a little bit of a role. At the same time, LaFave is looking for Evankel's body and seems to use Elpathian's lighthouses. I don't know if those are LaFave's own lighthouses, but I think they're actually Elpathian's, and she was just like, well, Elpathian's dead now, so I'll commandeer these. Because I'm pretty certain that we've seen characters do that with lighthouses before, so it was cool to see that from LaFave. I like the further development of Evankel as well, as a character, where she's like, yes, of course, I went from battlefield to battlefield talking to the inner Elephant Sasanuo ancient. I like that we get this development though where she's like, yeah, I went to from battlefield to battlefield. Yes, I love fighting, I love combat, but I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to jump out and risk my life like this. And also how quickly she was like, really, really big, really special powers, like a bullet strong enough to take down one of the at least former top 100 top or high rankers. A power that powerful is going to have some sort of restriction placed on it by the floor's administrator or guardian. So again, I love this further development of her liking battle, of course, but it doesn't mean she's an idiot. She's still smart, and she's still not going to just rush out and get herself killed needlessly. So I do like that. Shibisu finds LaFave, and again, I love the regulars getting to play a role, but that's kind of a general point. So the way that Shibisu does it is he notices some of the rubble is moving unnaturally, and so he puts it together, and what I love about this, Shibisu seems awesome. He's the one who notices this rubble's moving against the flow of Shinsu. That means somebody must be moving it around, but it also makes LaFave and makes the idea of a high ranker sniper seem even cooler. LaFave's so cool in the way that she's hiding her presence by manipulating the rubble and moving all of this debris around to hide where she's shooting from. So it makes her seem a lot cooler, and it's great for Shibisu being the one to be able to find her. Also, Haku serving as this communication hub between all of them is really cool, sort of filling this scout light bearer hybrid position, which is neat. So Evankel then connects the broken ship's teleportation drive to Khun's lighthouse. Doom and Paul provide cover as Khun's ship and Kan Hong's makes it through the Windbird's attacks, and Kan Hong takes a hit for Khun's ship. Is she dead? Very, very questionable. Like, because at the one hand, I'd be like, oh yeah, she's not that important of a character, she jumps in the way to take a hit for Khun, so maybe she's dead. But at the same time, we just had a comedy panel, like, right before that, so if she did die there, it feels kind of really strange, kind of weird, the way it was set up in the chapter. So I have no idea if she's actually dead from that or not. But from there. Kanhon taking a hit. Okay, so thanks to Shibisu and using his observer and everything, Evankel dodges the next bullet fired by LaFave, and Kun teleports it to kill Dekoko. Now, I said in the live reaction that I was pretty sure we had seen light bearers do that before, and because I've been watching Milios's reactions, his read-through for the entire series, and he just got done with the workshop battle. Kun actually did that in the battle with Reflejo. He used the lighthouses to teleport Rack's spear. So again, this is something that we've seen before. We've probably seen it even more than that, but that's just one example that I know we have definitely seen of light bearers being able to do that. I also don't know if this means that the Windbird itself is dead. So Dekoko, killed by the bullet, the soul is used to revive White to his full power. But I don't know if that means that, like, because his soul was put into the Windbird, I don't know if this means the Windbird is totally dead or not, because it's kind of made of wind. So maybe it can't be used without an owner, though, and it just needs... and maybe when it was destroyed with Dekoko's soul being smashed or taken, maybe that means that the Windbird goes back to the Lopobia family head, or maybe it is dead for good. It's just sort of unclear. So Windbird might be dead, might be still around, but either way, Dekoko's soul is gone. Now, Calavan is getting back to that fight. Calavan is blocked by Bomb and Karaka, Bomb's shield blocking one of his attacks with Karaka holding him back, so it obviously isn't totally full power. So he just decides Karaka's getting annoying, he blows Karaka back a little bit. Cha comes in and gets confronted by Yulker. So I'm actually kind of excited about that. I want to see what Yulker can do. I want to see some of these other characters getting some screen time, because it seems kind of weird, Yulker jumping in here with all of this. But it makes me excited in its unexpectedness. Calavan then breaks the blue shield, and White shows up, finally full power, just angelic choir behind him and all. So yeah, White shows up full power. It's really exciting because this has been just such a running thing where it's, oh, I would have been able to do this if I was at my full power. I would have been able to beat them if I was at my full power. You would have regretted it if I was at my full power. And now we finally have him at full power. So it really needs to be good now. Even if he doesn't completely wash Calavan, which I don't think he should, because Calavan's one of the most powerful characters we've seen in the entire series when it comes to combat ability, I think he should push Calavan to his absolute limits, if not just full-on defeat him. So that's the way I think it should be. I don't think he should just completely wash Calavan. I don't like he could defeat Calavan. He definitely shouldn't lose to Calavan. That would, again, make it feel like we waited all this time for your full power. So I think it's a situation where I think he should push Calavan to the limits, and then, of course, the way arcs go, it'll probably get interrupted, we'll move on to something else, etc., etc. Some information from the blog here that I thought was worth bringing up in the review. Siu mentioned that when asked about the smartest regular, there's a difference in Kun and Shibisu's intelligence. Kun is really good at situational awareness and really good at planning ahead, but Shibisu is good at studying and learning and figuring things out. So it's two different types of intelligence, where Shibisu is like a good student, Kun's more like a natural elite, but it's sort of like what we saw in Season 1 with the various things. Kun has all these big brain plays where he's planning this out ahead of time and planning that out ahead of time, but because of his own self-doubt and because of his own unwillingness to trust other people, his intelligence almost messes him up sometimes, whereas Shibisu is really good at figuring out a lot of those tests where they're given information to process, and it's almost sort of like a riddle or a test of your mental abilities. And it's also one of those things where Shibisu's one of those people who is quickly able to figure out and explain some of the things that Kun is planning. So again, I like that. They're both incredibly smart, and also in different ways. I like this. I like that Shibisu, again, is being given that respect. But yeah, the chapter was great. I feel like this arc and this chapter especially is really, really what I want, with rankers seeming important, as they should, but also regulars seeming important. Like, Kun doesn't need to go up against a high ranker and literally fight them, because logically in the story's lore he should stand no chance. But he can totally kill one by just coming up with a plan that can outsmart them. That makes total sense for him, and it gives him a pivotal role. Or even Haku has a pivotal role, and all Haku's doing is serving as communications between everybody, but that's really important. Shibisu scouted things out, and that's really important. I would even love to see characters just like some of the other random allies. Like, if we just saw Hatsu out, and we kind of did see that earlier, I guess, in the arc, if we just saw him out taking down some of the regular soldiers in order to collect souls, that gives him screen time, that gives him a purpose here, and it doesn't need to be big fighting rankers or anything like that, but they can still have a purpose in the story and still be written well. And I think that, I don't know, I feel like regulars and rankers are both being respected pretty well, as well as things could be. They both feel important, they all feel like their roles matter to a certain degree, and I think that's really good. Except Dewan, I guess this chapter's just kind of standing around still. But yeah, now we have White versus Calavan time, which should be super exciting, and do not sleep on my boy Yolker. I'm actually legitimately kind of excited to see what we could see with Cha and Yolker, because Yolker's abilities I'd love to see. I'm pretty certain we already know that Yolker's a high ranker, and Cha, we know basically nothing about their powers other than they're the first son of man, whatever that means, and they're supposedly super freaking powerful. So again, it'd be nice to see what Cha could actually do, so I'm kind of excited for that. I would give it 9.5 big brain blue turtle plays out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great chapter. But yeah, those are my thoughts in general. Gonna end this video here and go on to the reaction for the next one, so I'll see you all there if all you watch is my Tower of God videos. But like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it and all that. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Over the next few days, I really want to try to catch up to reviewing the anime as much as possible, because I kind of feel like that's something that I really want to do a lot and that people actually want to see. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to catch up on reviewing for the anime soon, over the next few days. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, ask and I'll give you one. And if you want to support the channel on Patreon to help keep these videos coming, it's patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.